I'm Charles Matheson, and it's Friday. You made it. Give yourself one of those. Today, I am going to be making some roasted Brussels sprouts with garlic and rosemary. Then we're going to top it off with some bacon and some French fries. So relax, follow along if you're going to cook and get a drink or just watch whatever you do. It's after hours. Let's relax. All right, great. So you're going to need a couple of tools today. You don't have to have these tools, but this is what I use when I cook to make my cooking go a whole lot faster. For the French fries, I'm going to be using this French fry press, if you want to call it that. And I'm going to show you a little later how to use that. You also want to have an air fryer. I have 3 air fryers because I like to have all my food hot at the same time. So you're going to see that. All right, so let's get started. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up my Brussels sprouts, okay? So I'm going to cut off the earthy end of the Brussels sprouts. Oh, let me enable my chat. I don't know if anyone is. I think there's one person. Thank you, whoever you are following me. All right, I put the chat overlay on. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to just cut off the earthy end, and then I'm going to cut it right down the middle. And the reason it's cut right down the middle is because when you cook it, it's going to cook a whole lot faster. All right, so, and roasted vegetables have become like a staple of my diet because I always have vegetables, and I actually found out I could put them in the air fryer recently, and I watch a show on the Food Network. It's called The Kitchen, and if you watch it, you can really learn a lot from it, I'm telling you. And one of the guests, she's like, for me and my kid, and anytime I have vegetables, they're going bad, I just roast them. She says she put broccoli in there, she put eggplant in there, all these things. And I was just like, wow. And I started doing it, and now I'm addicted. I can't stop doing it. It's just the best. All right. So, and this is the end of my Brussels sprouts. So, got to get me some more. All right. So now they're all chopped. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put them in this bowl here. Oh, I missed one here. And then go to my favorite part, which is the garlic. All right. Having a very sharp knife. This is actually called a chef's knife. And a chef's knife just makes cooking go so much faster. There are some knives that can cost you hundreds of dollars. You don't need a knife that costs hundreds of dollars. You can get one, like a decent one, for about $50. This one was about, I think, $55, and it works great. And I sharpen it regularly. This one is super, super good. So I don't have to sharpen as frequently, but I have a Cuisinart knife as well, a cheap one, and I sharpened it, and it just works great, like it's brand new. So definitely invest in a sharpener. All right, so I added my garlic, and I chopped it finely, and not finely, semi-finely. Now I'm going to add the rosemary. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of rosemary. And let's see, I see Real Raw Radio Podcast. Hello. Yum. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. It looks like a Momentum person. Yeah. I think Momentum is a group that I'm participating in. It's a 90-day course called The Leadership, and it's totally like busting my brain. All right, so I put about two tablespoons of vegetable oil in it. Now I'm just gonna mix it around, and I used 4 cloves of garlic. And you don't have to use that much garlic. I just love garlic, and then when it's roasted, the little bits of garlic that are going to just be roasted is just so great. All right, so I'm gonna get this, put this inside my air fryer, and I'm gonna put it on the roast setting. So roast setting typically is like 375 degrees to 400 degrees. So I'm gonna put that on air roast, and it's gonna go for about 10 to 12 minutes. It all depends on your air fryer. Okay, now comes the fun part. Well, all this is fun, but I get to use my French fry cutter. So just watch this. Look how easy it is to make French fries. Look at this. Bam! How easy is that? I mean, it cannot get any easier. I used to chop these up with my hand. So I'm going to get 2 more. Actually, 1 more. Bam! Super simple, okay? And I'm also going to add just maybe like a teaspoon of oil, of vegetable oil, so that when it goes in the air fryer, it's going to crisp up. And one of the coolest things about air frying is that you get almost the same quality, if not better, than what you would get when you fry regularly. It's just I'm just so addicted to it. I got into air frying actually about 2 years ago. My sister Nicole, she invited me over to her house, and she made some jerk wings, and I was like, "Where's your grill?" And she's like, "Oh, I put it in the air fryer." And ever since that time, I've just been hooked. Just, it's the best. I actually made a video on jerk wings, so please watch it. It's only like 3 minutes, and you're gonna thank me for it. All right. So I put my fries inside of here, and I spread them out. You don't want to overfill it because it's not going to cook. All right. So I'm going to put this in my second air fryer. All right, and I'm going to air fry. So the air fry temp is about 390 degrees. All right. So I'm going to just take a look at my Brussels sprouts. All right, they're still pretty green. All right, so now it's time for bacon. I love bacon. You know, my church, they have these events where like there's like for Easter, and it's called a Shrove dinner, something like that. And or Shrove breakfast. And what they do is they all have like waffles and eggs, and you pay like $20, and there's bacon. And one of the reasons I go is for the bacon, because you can have as much bacon as you want. So I just told one of myself. But anyway, so I'm going to cut the bacon into thirds, so that actually I'm going to cut this into 1, 2, 3, 4 into fourths, so that when it goes on top of the Brussels sprouts, it'll be a nice size. All right. So bacon is one of my kind of like a indulgent kind of food that I eat. Don't have it too often because it does have a lot of saturated fats, which is not really good for the heart. However, there are other options. There's turkey bacon, and when I grew up on turkey bacon, actually, because when I grew up, uh, my parents did not allow us to eat any pork. But now I be eating up that swine. Yep, I eat swine and proudly. Okay, so all right. So I'm gonna take these off. That's why I had these gloves on for the bacon because it's pretty greasy and oily. All right. So I'm gonna cook this on like low heat so that it can like cook slow because I want it to not get burnt and crispy. Some people like it burnt and crispy. I actually like to taste like the pieces of fat on the bacon, and it just gives it just like flavor and like I see like you go to like some diners or McDonald's and you get the bacon, it's like it looks like it's dehydrated. Just like I like bacon just like cooked where I can taste it and it doesn't actually taste like it is burnt. Okay, so what am I drinking? I am drinking a Brooklyn Lager, and this is one of my favorite beers of all time. I think that one of the reasons like certain foods and drinks become my favorite or could become your favorite is just like what we associate with the food. Like I associate with um, Brooklyn Lager just like my days when I was in my 20s and 30s and happy-go-lucky, naive, young, didn't have Shirley right here. Like this is, I think this here is like maybe this is Brooklyn Lager from like 10, no more than that, 15 years ago. This is Shirley here. So yeah. So I digress. With food, it just like brings us to a certain type of feeling, and I think that's how our favorites become our favorites. So I hear my bacon going. It's looking good. I'm gonna take a look at my Brussels sprouts. Oh wow! Look at this. Look at that. Okay, so we are definitely. I'm gonna maybe do it for one more minute, and then that's gonna be ready to go. Um, I see. Hey, Judy. Hey, Judy. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. If the volume is kind of loud, it's because of this microphone I'm using is kind of strange. So like I got to work on the sound. And Maria, hey Maria, Brooklyn Lagers are the way to go. Thank you. Oh yeah, absolutely. Brooklyn Lagers are the way to go. And a sad story though, they're from Williamsburg, and they have been caught up in the gentrification that's going on in Williamsburg. They were actually like the trendsetters for Williamsburg. Like they came there, and then everyone else came. All right, so let's take a look at this bacon. All right, so this is just the consistency that I'm looking for. It's not burning, it's cooking slow. This is exactly what I want. I'm going to just flip it over on the other side. All right, and let's get this back on. All right, so the Brussels sprouts are ready. See, super quick and just how I like it. Let me take a look at these fries. I'll show you. Let's take a look. All right, these are going, looking good. Okay, multitasking. Okay, I guess that's why I'm a school teacher. But anyway, back to Brooklyn Lager. They moved. They actually moved to Bushwick, and they have the brewery in Williamsburg, and they had these evenings actually on Friday and Saturday, where you could go and try out like you could do like a flight of like 5 of their beers, and it was only like $20. You go there with some friends. It was absolutely awesome. But I guess they've become a victim of the gentrification that they helped start. So it's just it's too bad. Do you know there is a Chanel in Williamsburg? Can you freaking believe that? A Chanel store. I was walking down North 6th Street a few weeks ago, and I'm like, I see like it says Channel. I'm like, wait, Channel? And then I look closer, and it's a freaking Chanel store in Williamsburg, in Brooklyn. And then there was a what's that other one called? They have the Birkin bag for like $35,000 on that same street. It's not Fendi. I forget the name of it. It'll come to me. But just like gentrification is real, man. It's really like real. So cheers to everyone. I don't know if you guys are drinking, if you're still watching. No way to think the gentrification got to that point. I know. Hey, yeah. Hey, Astrid. Welcome. Hard to think it got to that point. And yeah, I used to live in Williamsburg. I lived there for 8 years. It was great. But the street I lived on was just a bit too noisy. All right. Let's take a look at our bacon. All right. So this is definitely, we're almost there. I think maybe it just needs like 2 or 3 more minutes, and then it'll be good to go. What I'm going to do in the meantime is just get those Brussels sprouts out. Let's get a nice bowl for this. All right. All right, so got my plate. Get the Brussels sprouts out, and you'll see all of that. I don't know if you can see the garlic that's down there in the bottom. That's like the best part if you're into garlic. Cheers, Maria. Cheers. Yes, thank you. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. Support is great. All right. I think the bacon is just, all right. The bacon is done. Now it's just for the fries to get crisp up. And let me check that. All right. So those of you who are still watching, what are you following along? Are you drinking? What are you doing? So I know there are 7 people there. If you're, thank you for, I guess maybe you're watching or driving. So I'll take your response mentally and just thank you for being with me in spirit. All right. So what are some ways that you can add some experiment with roasted vegetables? There are tons of ways. Okay, so if you want to give it like an Asian flair, what you can do is you can get some soy sauce, garlic, and ginger. Those are like the quintessential ingredients that you put in Asian inspired dishes, just like those 3. And for the ginger, what I do, I get the ginger powder, because the ginger powder, I find it's actually stronger than the actual ginger. The ginger itself for me is a bit too strong. And so like the actual pieces of it, so I just get like the powder, and it works absolutely perfectly. All right, I'm going to put the bacon right on top of the Brussels sprouts. And I'm not gonna add any salt to it because the bacon has salt on it already, but you can if you want to. Um, Typically, I just have the Brussels sprouts just by itself as a snack, and then I'll put some salt on it and like just do that. But because I have the bacon and the bacon has tons of salt already, I'm not going to do that. So this is what we have so far, and then we're going to just put our fries right there on the side and just dig in. All right, so that's tip number one if you want to give your roasted vegetables an Asian flair. Um, Another thing, if you let's say you want to give it like a Mediterranean flair, what you could do, you could get some feta, you can get some olives and some olive oil and give it a Mediterranean flair. I have yet to do that, but that was just something I was thinking about as I was preparing to do this uh, show tonight. Oh, another thing you could do. You can get some, you could put some cheese on it. So, like right before you're going to take it out, you could put some mozzarella cheese, some cheddar cheese on it to get it a little cheesy. Uh, Maria, I was watching this during my train ride. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. The fries, let's take a look at the fries. Oh, wow. The fries are almost ready. All right. It's a couple of minutes. Um, yeah, there's so many ways to experiment with roasted vegetables in the air fryer. I thought what I recently started doing, I started doing broccoli and like broccoli and cauliflower. That works really, really well with fish. And oh my God, cabbage. Cabbage really is back. You know, cabbage is back. It's like I'm cabbage. Hear me. Look at my greenness. um, and like what I do with the cabbage, I tear off the leaves, and then what I do is I put some salt and pepper on it, and then I put it inside of the air fryer, and then you have it with a piece of fish. Man, I'm telling you, it is out of this world. And it's interesting, like for years, I did not eat cabbage. I didn't eat cabbage because when I grew up, the way it was made, it was it was not made good. Like I love my parents. They took wonderful care of me. Thank you, mom and dad. But I did not like the corned beef and cabbage. I'm sorry. I ate it because I had to. But anyway, uh, cabbage is just great with fish, and if you roast it, it's really really amazing. And I actually have some recipes that I'm gonna do some videos on that are Indian that go really well with cabbage. So stay tuned for that in the coming weeks. All right, so the fries should be done in like 2 minutes, and I'm about to make a go, Judy. Make your little cocktail. Absolutely. It's Friday night. I mean, I think that on a Friday night, everyone deserves to just relax and do what you do. Like this is what I do. Like I would be making this anyway. So like this after hours like totally is an outgrowth of what I'm already doing. Because like on Friday night, this is what I'd be doing. I'm cooking, and and I'm cooking with you, and hopefully you're getting something. All right. So what's in my food cycle? So when I say food cycle, I mean what have I been eating recently? So recently, I have been eating harissa. I don't know if you've heard of it. Harissa is like a Tunisian chili paste, and it is just like it's really really good. Like I put it on eggs, I put it on salad, and Let's see. Right. I put it on eggs. I put it on salad. And before I would use Thai chilies. And Thai chili is a really small chili, super, super hot. And it just gives it like a really like a boost of hotness, the harissa. But so our meal is done. So we have our garlic and rosemary Brussels sprouts with bacon and our fries. So look how golden these fries came out, just like going to a restaurant. So let me give it a try. So what I do is I get the bacon and the Brussels sprouts just like so. I am going to have a good time with my food. It's putting just salt on my fries and chill with my beer. So if you make this, let me know how it comes out. Thank you everyone for and that crunch. Give me yes. That crunch. Yes, I'm telling you, there's nothing and it's like it's all hot. That's why I have the 3 air fryers. So you get it all hot like when you're at the restaurant, super hot. So thank you everyone for watching this. If you're watching it live or if you're watching it after the fact, I will be here next week making more dishes after hours. Peace out, y'all.